Hey everybody, and welcome to Tarot Talk, where I attempt to give you as much insight and pointers as I can after 20-odd years on this crazy spiritual journey in the trenches with tarot and divination as a constant guide and companion. My name is Jesse. Right off the bat, I think tarot should be approached like a language, more specifically an intuitive visual language. I teach tarot like a language. I have for many years. The idea is based on, language. How do we learn a language? One letter at a time, one word at a time, then a sentence, short sentences, paragraphs, essays, short stories, novels. Eventually we get to that point. The key is to give yourself the time and the freedom to explore without expectation and without getting down on yourself, because it's very easy to do that. Very easy to look at that crazy 10-card spread that all instruction manuals tell you to do first, the cross or the wheel or the world or the Roman cross. It has a lot of names, but people who are brand new to cards should not be pulling 10 to 14 cards as the standard accepted step number one. I don't agree with that. Pull one card. Of course, assuming you've gone through the deck and gotten familiar with what each of the card looks like, pull one card. Start with one card. Take a look at it. Notice what jumps out at you first. Notice that first symbol. Jot it down or make a mental note somehow. Dig into what you notice about it. Dig into what it calls up in your mind. Tarot is a tool for developing your intuition, and you will need to trust it. Trust that intuition, right from the get-go. You have to throw out all notions of a lack of self-confidence, or this is silly, or it's just my imagination, or I'm not good at this. Throw all that away and just look at the cards and see what they're saying to you. They'll speak if you let them. If you start to think of them as having their own consciousness and personality right off the bat, they have a way of speaking all on their own. It's pretty easy to ask them what you need to know. Simply handle the cards, however you're comfortable handling them or shuffling them, and ask, what do I need to know about this? Or what do I need to know about today? Or just, what do I need to know in general? And very, very often they will pull up exactly what you need to hear about very specific things happening in your life right around that time. It's pretty fun. And in my opinion, cards are one of the most obvious signs that something more than our everyday quote-unquote reality is happening, that there are other things happening, and these cards can show us a higher perspective of those things. Look at the card. Figure out what you like or what's jumping out at you first. Interpret that in your own unique way. It's important to build your own visual understanding of the cards that is separate from the book. So this kind of goes against the grain of the way tarot is traditionally taught, but especially with decks based on the Rider-Waite-Smith deck by Arthur Waite and the artist Pamela Coleman Smith, who were both occultists. I believe that they developed a deck that could be approached point blank on site without a manual. It can be approached by beginners and novices all the way up to master occultists, and you can still pull more and more layers. That is still the deck I work with. After over 20 years, that's the deck that I still work with. That being said, there is no right or wrong way to read tarot. Once you begin to understand its nature as a visual language, you can use it like poetry. It becomes easier to tie cards together, but start off 1 to 2 cards maximum. It's usually all you need. You'd be amazed how often you can dig into the many layers of a single card, not even a court card, a pip card, and so much information can be unpacked by simply looking at what's on the card, the colors, the symbols, the suit. Each suit, which we can get into in later videos, that's a whole video to itself, but each suit represents one of the classical 4 Greek elements: earth, air, fire, and water, each of them having their own particular correspondences. Please, if you have any questions moving forward, I'm more than happy to answer them. This is a great passion of mine, and I'm starting these videos as a way to reach out and potentially help others in a bigger format, because tarot has been what has saved me many times in my life, and I would love to share that with others.